What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So, I've been meaning to make a video on this for a couple weeks now. It's going to be talking about the upcoming Smeeta Nerf and companion changes in the unknown, unnamed update, probably around November or October of this year. We'll be going over what I think that they should be changing with Smeeta, because we do know they're going to be nerfing it, we just don't know what they'll be nerfing with it, and basically how I feel like they should maybe buff Smeeta and a bunch of the other companions if this is going to be going through. Before we go over this stuff, make sure to sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, discussion videos, guide videos, all that kind of stuff. You're in the right place for Warframe content. Thanks for supporting the recent videos, guys. Also, I'll be live on stream tomorrow with some drops. We have the Baza Normal, the Castle War Normal, and an armor set for watching my stream. And it will come with weapon slots too if you want to delete those weapons for easy inventory space. Alright, so let's get right into what we're talking about today. And yeah, guys, I have limited actual, concrete, this is what they're doing kind of stuff. They have only talked about this on stream. And all we know is that Charm is getting nerfed, and hopefully a lot of things are getting buffed. And we also don't know the exact date for this, but I'm going to be showing you what we have. So, as far as the information on what's happening with the Smeeta and companion changes in general, it will be in the unknown, unnamed quality of life update with the Caliban rework. Now, as far as what will be contained in their pet reworks, 2.0 will be what we're talking about. And we do know after devstreams last year that charm ability of the Smeeta Kavat is going to be... They kind of laughed about it, we're going to nerf charm. They giggled about it. It's like, okay, well, you better be buffing some of the bad stuff too. But as far as what we're talking about, the ability that's getting nerfed in this unnamed update is going to be for the Smeeta Kavat. So, and the ability is going to be called Charm, this one right here. Now, it does various things, and also this ability is RNG, so it's not going to always be active. Smeeta Kavat has a 28% chance every 27 seconds to bestow the owner with good fortune. What does that mean? Well, if you don't look up every little thing it does, it might be not extremely clear, but thankfully, people on the wiki have all this stuff for us, so you have these different buffs. It can cycle between these different buffs, and these buffs can be all active at the same time, technically. Well, if you're that lucky, maybe. But let's go over what we have here. So we've got a critical hit buff, a energy refund buff, a doubled affinity and pickups buff. Remember that one, that's the one they're probably going to be nerfing. An instant reload buff, a reinforced shield buff, and a drop rare resource buff. So, lots of different things. And like we just saw in the mod, every 27 seconds there's a 28% chance to proc one of these. So the cat, if you were really unlucky, you could have the cat doing literally nothing. You could just have the cats hoping for a 28% the entire mission. But these buffs are actually kind of debuffs in some situations, especially that crit chance buff at the top. So, here's what I'm looking at. If they think that the nerf, or rather the loot ability of Smeeta is too good, and that's what they're going to be nerfing, which is what it sounds like, because double affinity of pickups gives you double Kuva, double XP, double a lot of stuff. I feel like that's what they want to nerf. I think the other buffs needs to be more powerful, basically. So, the crit chance buff, it sets everything to 200%. And if you are, really high level or you have some really high crit chance weapons, setting it to 200% is a big nerf to your damage because, let's take an example for Korra. I use Korra with the red crit build with my Smeeta Kavat, but when this buff is active, my red crits become orange crits, which means the crit damage is being not applied as much as if it was a red crit. So I get literally nerfed by this, and there's no way to stop that, besides just not having a Smeeta equipped, basically. So here is the first thing that I think should happen. If they are nerfing my loot abilities on Smeeta, I need this buff to be stronger, basically. I want this to be increases crit chance by 200. So that means if I'm on red crit Korra, when this procs, they become like blue crits. It becomes destruction slices with my Korra when this buff is active. Because right now the way it is, my Korra still one-shots everything with this debuff up, but it's very annoying to me because I know I'm doing less damage technically. So, yeah, first thing they should buff on Smeeta if they're going to be nerfing the loot ability is the crit chance buff, but I'm not done yet. The next one, energy refund. All energy expended from Warframe abilities is refunded for 10 seconds. That's a good buff and everything, but it is kind of hard to notice it actually working a lot of times. We have a lot better energy economies in Warframe 2024, so this could honestly get changed to something else, maybe more useful. Like maybe for the next 10 seconds, your range is increased. For the next 10 seconds, you get increased power strength. The infinite energy is not super useful when it only lasts for 10 seconds. And yeah, like I said, we have Nourish nowadays, we got Energy Nexus, we got, still got Energize kicking around. the energy is not an issue really anymore. If you have a lot of late game gear, and this is considered a late game companion, so energy refund is not really that strong. So yeah, again, maybe just completely replace with something different. If you want to keep it in the energy vein, make it where, I don't even know. I don't even know how you make this buff more exciting besides just maybe making it last longer, making it something like that. I don't know. Increase the stats is what I'd say. Next one, doubled pickups and affinity. So this is one they're probably removing. Now here's the trick, one of the tricks and one of the reasons they probably don't like this very much. This ability gives you double pickups, but did you know it could actually stack on top of itself for quadrupled pickups, and even more if you're even more lucky. So I think that they'll probably end up nerfing the whole, like, doubling, quadrupling, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, if they allow it where you can only just double it still, I think we get away out of that nerf pretty well. But that if that's not the case, they remove the quadruple, that would be a bummer. If they remove the double and the quadruple, that would be a bummer. I have a feeling this ability is on the chopping block for being fully removed, and I really hope they don't do that because it is one of the best abilities in the game. It literally gives you double loot from a lot of these resources, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that, but it's definitely in their targeting sites, guys. We know this for sure. They don't like how much steel essence we get from this. They don't like how much Vitus essence we get from this. And yeah, this should be a warning to you. I try to make this video out months in advance. This is a warning to you. Spam the Ogres and Arbitrations while you can. I'll link my arbitration guide in the description. Use the Ogres while you can because the Reaper is coming for Count Kirby and the Smeeta Cats because apparently we've been getting too much steel essence all these years and it's time to die. So, moving on to the last two buffs here. The instant reload buff, another completely forgettable buff. This one could definitely get fixed or changed. Reload instantly once. If the player only brings a melee, this buff will never be granted. This effectively increases the chances of other buffs from 1 to 6 to 1 per 5. That's a fun little fact right there. If you are doing a steel essence farm, you technically don't need to bring a gun if you are not playing DPS. It will give you an increased chance for the other buffs. But yeah, this one is also pretty weak. A singular free reload. I think it should be like, make it like the energy refund buff. 10 seconds of instant reloads when this is up. That would be crazy good. It's not going to always be active. Again, this is RNG buffs. These aren't going to always be active. So making these buffs stronger is not going to be that big of a deal, especially if you're removing one of the best buffs this cat has, which would be that affinity double resource buff. But yeah, make this one like energized munitions, basically. Maybe infinite ammo for 10 seconds. Make it instant reload for 5 seconds. You know, they can do lots of different things here, but the way it is right now, it is very underwhelming and hard to notice a lot of times because you just instantly reload the gun and then the buff is gone. So it's kind of a bummer there. Next one, reinforced shields. I don't even know what this one truly does. So I'm going to read this for the first time. Negates damage received from the next incoming hit. Additionally, awards 150 overshields. Okay, so reminder too, this is a 28% chance to proc once every 27 seconds. So you're not getting like crazy shield gate out of this. You're preventing one damage hit, think of like a Mesmer skin stack basically, and you're getting 150 overshields. That is really not too hot. Yeah, that one could definitely use a buff too. I don't know what they would do. Maybe make it where it's like Arcane Aegis. Next damage hit gives you an Arcane Aegis for like 5 seconds that can go into overshields. You know, these buffs are weak. A lot of these buffs are weak. That's why the Smeeta is we're so hyper fixated on the loot buff from Smeeta. It's so good, and the other buffs are not very good. So that's why we focus on this stuff. But yeah, make that one like a mini Arcane Aegis maybe, or something along the lines of that. And remember, these buffs are only for you as well, so there's not even buffing your teammates like the Adarsa does. And the final buff of the Smeeta Cat, instantly create a rare resource from the rare resource cache of that planet. So for example, if you're in the void, the cat can like cough up a hairball of an argon crystal. You might not believe me, but trust me, it does work. It does happen, but it's RNG, so you might have never even noticed it yourself. So yes, those are the abilities of Smeeta, and they could definitely use some buffs. I don't think it's going to be we don't only need a nerf on this Pablo. That Smeeta Cat is very popular. It's my most used companion. It's a lot of people's most used companions, not just because of the loot, because I have nostalgia for this cat. I've had this cat equipped for a long time. If you nerf it to be obsolete, I will be very, very angry. I think a lot of people will be very, very angry because it is definitely going to be the most popular companions in the game. Now, as far as other companions that could be potentially the nerfing chopping block, if they are looking to like cull the loot ability of Smeeta, I can see the digging Kubrau getting its loot ability removed as well. Because the Kubrau, actually no, I'm thinking about a different Kubrau. I'm thinking about the mini Necros Kubrau. The one that can give you extra from retrieve. I can see that being next to the nerfing chopping block because seriously, if they nerf one loot ability, people complain about the other loot abilities not being removed as well. So we got the dog right here. And as far as building I'm talking about, it's called Retrieve. Cooper has a 45% chance to give additional loot from a fallen enemy within or container within 30 meters every 10 seconds. So if they remove Smeeta, this is very different from Smeeta, but maybe we can start using this instead. But I'm just saying, guys, go spam that Ogress in an arbitration while you can. You probably have about 2 months of doing it with that Smeeta buff. And afterwards, I can't really say for certain if the doubling loot will stick around. We know they're going to be doing this since like October of last year. I couldn't find the clip for the video today. Sorry, I'm going to go see a movie after this. I didn't really have enough time. They've been talking about this since last year, and we know it's happening. And now we know when it's happening. We just don't know the details. So they'll be telling us the details on like September 26th. But I want to give you guys a head start to make sure you farm this stuff before it potentially gets removed and made worse forever after this change. So, see you guys in the next video. I'm going to go see the new Alien movie, and you guys take it easy. Peace.